Please, if you can hear me and you can see me, type 1 in the comment section. If you can hear me and if you can see me, please type 1 in the comment section. If you can hear me and you can see me, type 1 in the comment section. Today it's going to be a great day. Like I said in class, that I have already prayed and fasted for you. So today you are going to receive a baptism of branding fire. A baptism of branding fire. Welcome to class. We have a lot to do today, so I'm going to go straight in so that if there's anybody who is going to come, will join us later. So we have to get to work. So today we are going to be talking about crafting your realtor brand. We're going to talk about crafting your realtor brand, how to build a solid foundation in your real estate business. How can you, as a real estate agent, build a solid personal brand for your real estate business? Welcome to class. Please type 1 in the comment section if you can see me and you can hear me. Type 1 in the comment section. And also type hashtag live and your name. Hashtag live and your name. Like hashtag live, and then you put your name so that I can properly welcome you. And even before I welcome you personally, I want to generally say welcome to class. The ushers are going to pass around the puff puff and zobo for everybody to take. And please don't take a lot of puff puff because we have a lot of other realtors that are going to be joining. Welcome, Faith, Dangang, Miss B, my big sister. Welcome. Miss B says she's joining from Bosnia. Thank you so much for joining from Bosnia, Miss B. Thank you so much. Today we are going to be looking at crafting your realtor brand. How can you build a strong personal brand as a real estate agent based in Cameroon? So I'm going to go straight in, and then the other realtors are going to meet us on the way. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is, before I get into the class, let me just share a background story. Welcome, Leslie. Welcome, Leslie. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I hope you can see me and you can hear me loud and clear. Thank you so much for joining. Nikes, the usher is going to pass around with puff puff and zobo. Make sure you take just one puff puff because we have other realtors that are going to be coming in and we need to keep some for them. Please don't chop too much. Don't eat too much, okay? We have 12 people live, but I'm seeing only few people commenting. Please, if you can see me and you can hear me, type 1 in the comment section, right? Type 1 in the comment section. If you can see me and you can hear me, type 1 in the comment section, right? So how can you craft or how can you build a strong or solid personal brand for your real estate business? The first thing you need to take into consideration is, you need to define what will stand you out, right? What is your unique selling proposition, or what is your unique value? What is that thing that you have, right? B says she needs the puff puff so seriously. Faith, yeah, please take just one puff puff. Don't take two, right? Please. And I even forgot to say, please invite. You can share this link to any realtor so that they can join us, right? And also learn. You can send to even your enemies, right? Send to your enemies, send to your besties, send to any group, right, concerning real estate, or any group where there are realtors. You can send this link, the link of the live class, to them so that they can join us and also learn. We have already taken 5 minutes waiting for people, so I think we can kick off from now. So you need to, like I was saying, you need to define your unique value proposition. What is that thing that will stand you out? What is that thing that you will have that other realtors? Please just give me a minute. Let me. All right, I'm back. So what is that thing that you have or that you will do that will stand you out amongst other realtors, right? That is what they call a unique value proposition. It's simply that thing that you are doing that other people are not doing. Even if they do it, they cannot do it the same way you do it, because it is what makes you genuine. It is what, what makes you unique. What is that thing? Now, when I started out, I was asking myself, everybody's doing real estate, right? Real estate is a low entry, has a low entry barrier, right? That's an industry that has a very low entry barrier. There is no certification course that anybody takes to be a realtor. There's nothing that really qualifies somebody as a realtor. You are the one who qualifies yourself. So somebody can just get up from bed tomorrow in the morning and they declare themselves a realtor, and that's good and that's fine, and they become a realtor. So I was like, okay, in this industry, everybody is doing everything. Everybody is showing up. In fact, we have a lot of realtors. So what is that thing that's going to stand me out? And I thought to myself, can you hear me? Karim, fine. Can you hear me? Please, if you can see me and you can hear me. You said Finding Nemo. What? I don't understand what you mean by Finding Nemo. But anyways, let's continue. Now, what is that thing that will stand you out? And I asked myself that, what is that thing that's going to stand me out? What will I do that other realtors are not doing that will make people follow me? That will make, people trust me more than all other realtors? And I said to myself, when I was doing research on the Cameroon real estate industry, I didn't see any real estate company or any realtor that's really educating. Right, that's really teaching what real estate is, how somebody can make money from real estate, the kind of documents, right? In fact, when I went online to search on what a land title is on YouTube, I barely saw just one video, and the video was from somebody who is not even doing real estate. The video was from one lady who was based in Limbe, and she was not even doing real estate. She was, she was just running a blog, a YouTube channel, and then because her dad was the regional delegate one time, she had to see how they were the process of applying for a land title or land certificate. That's how she just mentioned it casually and explained it, how you can acquire it, how important it is. But it was not her job. So I was not seeing any realtor or any real estate agent that was educating investors on how to properly invest in real estate here in Cameroon. And I thought to myself, what if I take up that initiative to educate people without even asking them to buy from me? Let me just educate them, because a lot of investors are afraid to invest, not because there are no real estate companies, or not because there are no realtors who can sell to them. It is because they are afraid. They are afraid because they don't know how to, they don't even know who to trust, because everybody just wants money. Everybody just shows up, there's a land here, it's 5 million, buy. But what genuine, or what most investors are looking for, they're looking for somebody who knows what they are doing. So imagine that you come and then you go and type genuine land to buy. Let's just say you go on, you're an investor, you have 10 million francs to invest, right? You're a Cameroonian abroad, and you go and type on YouTube genuine lands for sale in Buea, and you see two videos. The first is mine, and the thumbnail of my video is saying that how to invest in genuine lands in Buea, and the other one is just maybe a blank video that just says that 5 million francs for this land. Which video would you likely click on? It will be mine, right? You'll be like, oh, this person wants to first of all show me how to invest in the genuine land before I even give him my money. So the person will click my video, and the person will watch and be like, okay, I will say step 1, do your due diligence. Step 2, make sure you verify the title. Step 3, do site inspection, physical site inspection or virtual site inspection if you are not in town. And step 4, payment of your property. After that, payment is not just the only or the most important step. The next is documentation. After you pay, make sure you collect your transfer agreement, your deed, make sure you collect your line title or your chief attestation, make sure you collect your receipt. And then it doesn't end there. Make sure you possess or you take possession of your property. Make sure you're allocated. Make sure you fence your property. And then there is you who comes with another video that just says, this land is 5 million. Rush to my DM, give me your money, and I'll give you the land. You see the difference, right? I have used my unique value or unique selling proposition or unique selling point to get a lot of investors to buy from me. So a lot of people will trust you and buy from you because of your unique selling proposition. And secondly, I ask myself, since my target audience or people I'm trying to sell to are Cameroonians in the diaspora, what else do they always need for them to trust someone before they can buy from that person? I thought to myself, I said, they need authenticity, right? They need, for somebody to trust you, you need to show yourself as authentic, as true. Like, be transparent. Don't hide anything. Be honest. Tell them if it's 15 minutes drive from the road, tell them it is 15 minutes drive from the road. Whether the road is bad or good, if the road is bad at that time, tell them it's 15 minutes drive. If it's good and it's 20 minutes, tell them it's 20 minutes drive. The more authentic you are, the more honest you are, the more you sell. Type in the comment section. The more authentic or the more honest you are, the more you sell. The more honest you are, the more you sell. Come on, type in the comment section. The more honest you are, the more you sell. So be authentic, be transparent, right? Especially to Cameroonians abroad. They want to see what they are buying. If the land has bush, show the bush. That is what will make you stand out of other realtors. Show the bush. That's your unique selling proposition, because nobody is doing that. Everybody wants to hide that fact, so that whenever they come back and they come and discover that, but this is not what I saw on video, this is not what I saw on camera, you'll not be like, first is that the person will lose trust, and second, the person will not buy from you again. The person will buy from you again. The more honest you are, the more sales you make. Be authentic. Thank you, Nikes. The more honest you are, the more sales you make. So be authentic. Let this be your unique value proposition, right? If you go, on my YouTube page, on this my YouTube page, a lot of other realtors come to learn from my page. Can you imagine that? Other realtors come and learn how to do real estate from my page. That's because I'm not just selling. And if you want to check, most of the videos that even have the highest number of views, and of course the reels that are property sales videos have a lot of views, but the long form content, most of them is even realtors that consume them because they want to learn. So you see, my unique value proposition is not only even selling to investors or Cameroonians in the diaspora, it also sells to my fellow realtors. You see, so be authentic, right? Be true to yourself. Ask yourself, why should clients choose you? Why should the client choose you? Why? Right? Because you are authentic? Yes. Because you are honest? Yes. Because you are transparent? Yes. Because you tell them the truth? Yes. Because when a client asks, where is that place too far into the bush because I want to buy now? And because you are too money minded, you tell the client, no, it's not far. It's just a stone throw. What's the meaning of a stone throw? Tell the client, this is a land banking property and your budget can only afford the land banking property. If you want a buy and build property, you up your budget and we look for a buy and build location for you, because I specialize in land banking, and that's where I want to really build my career on land banking, right? I might later on diversify to short-lets, to development and stuff like that, but now it's land banking, right? Because land banking is one of the fastest and one of the biggest ways in which you can make high returns on investment in real estate. So I'm pitching my tent on land banking. Now, when a client asks me, I tell them, no, it's far, of course, because it's a land banking property. You are not buying. Now, land banking is the process of aggregating properties not for the purpose of building, but for the purpose of keeping for a long period of time and then reselling. That long period of time could be 5 to 10 years. So you want to buy a property in the heart of town for 2 million francs? It's not possible. So tell them, right? So why should clients choose you? What stands you out? Me, it's being authentic, it's being true. That's why I like to do drive-through videos. I can choose a major landmark. For example, currently we have an estate, Palmview Estate, located at Wonana Mile 16. I will do a drive-through video from my 17 park right to the property. And when I did, guess what? I'd already been shooting videos saying that I'd already estimated that from my 17 to that place is 20 minutes drive. And I never timed it yet. The day I decided to do the drive-through video, guess what? It was exactly 20 minutes and I was on the property. 20 minutes drive from my 17. No, and I will show the bush. Any place we enter, whether the road is bad or the road is good, the camera is there. It's showing till you get there, right? That's how you build a strong personal brand. Please, a minute. I have somebody I don't know. Sorry for the distraction. I'm so sorry for the distraction. Right? So be yourself. Right? Tell the truth. Show the client there is a bush here. This is where you pass in order to get to this property. Because I've seen that a lot of people, they just go to where, when when the roads have been opened in the property, they only show the client that place that is clean, that has, but show everywhere. That's what makes you different. That's what makes you stand out, right? So we have said that why should clients choose you, right? It's because clients should choose you because you are truthful, because you are honest, because you are transparent. That is the reason why clients should choose you. Now let's go into the crux of the matter. Now, what is branding? Right? We're going to define what branding is, what personal branding is, and what personal branding is for realtors. Remember, the title of this episode is How to Build a Strong Personal Brand as a Real Estate Agent in Cameroon. The unusual perspective of business branding or of branding in real estate. Now, what is branding? Please pay attention carefully and make sure you are writing. Branding, I will define branding in two ways. Branding first to your investors or to your clients, and then branding towards you yourself as a realtor. Now, what's the first definition of branding? Branding is not a logo. Branding is not having colors or brand colors. Branding is not how you talk. Branding is not a banner. Branding is not advertisement. Branding is not let me get something and show you. Now, this is Yomi chocolate, right? This is Yomi chocolate. These designs, all of this writing on this chocolate is nothing without what branding is. So this is not branding. The shape of this bottle is not branding. This logo is not branding. All of this writing here, nothing on this bottle or this container itself is not even branding. So if this container, if a logo, if colors are not branding, then what is branding? Number one, the first definition, that is to your investors. Branding is the projection of value. Let me explain. Branding is not the logo. Branding are not colors. Branding is the projection of value. So if you have logos and you have colors and there's no value attached to that branding, attached to that logo, there's no value attached to that color, there's no value attached to that container or that bottle, there's no value attached to your Facebook page, there's no value attached to your videos are of no effect and of no use. What is value? Value is anything that your clients or your prospects will find important or need. So if you consistently consume this chocolate, if anytime this chocolate is given to you without any branding or without any writing or anything on it, without any logo, every time you consume that chocolate, you ask yourself, who produced this chocolate? This chocolate is nice. This chocolate is nice. Who produced this chocolate? Every time you consume it, you are enjoying and you are like, this is nice. This is nice. Now, that is value you are consuming. But now, if anytime you consume this chocolate and you see the word Novia Yomi on it, you are like, okay, this chocolate is nice and is produced by Novia Yomi. Anytime you consume the chocolate, you look at the bottle. You're like, okay, so this company produces this nice chocolate. Anytime you go to buy, what you'll be looking for is Novia chocolate. Not because it is they have a good company colors, or not because they have good logos, but because of the value they have been giving you. So branding or logos or colors is useless without value. Type in the comment section, branding is the projection of value, it is not logos. Branding is the projection of value, it is not logos. So if you consistently show up, right, as a real estate agent, no, we are just defining. When I'll get to how to define branding as a realtor, I'll now explain. So you have to consistently put out value, right, for your logo and for your colors or for your brand colors to be relevant. And where do you get value from? Value comes from knowledge. Where do you get knowledge? Knowledge comes from research. And what is research? Research is the systematic study of materials to come out with a new conclusion. I told you that this topic was the unusual perspective of business branding, or the unusual perspective of branding in real estate. This is a kind of, definition of branding that no other body will teach you. Nobody. Check in the whole country, nobody will teach you or will define branding like this. So if you say that you want to build a personal or strong, solid brand as a real estate agent, you have to show me the value you are putting out. What is the value that you are putting out that will make your logo? Now, if you check all of my videos, you have my logo on the video. The only reason that logo is relevant is because the video I'm putting out is value. That's why you see a lot of realtors that post lands and just post pictures and post empty videos without saying anything. They don't make sales because there's no value attached to the logo that they are putting out. It doesn't matter the company you're affiliating for. It doesn't matter. Even if one of the biggest real estate companies or real estate brokerage companies in the whole world is Serhant. Serhant is owned and run by Ryan Serhant. Ryan Serhant is one of the richest real estate agents in the whole world. Even if you are affiliating for Serhant, right, and you carry their video, the video of the property they are selling, and you put the Serhant logo on it, and you post it on your page every single day, most people will not even buy from you. They will look at that, right? They will look at that video, they'll look at that logo, they'll go and do research on that logo and go and buy from the company directly. That's because your logos or your colors or any other thing you think branding is, that is not value. It's not branding. Branding is the projection of value. It's not the logo. Thank you, Nikes. Branding is the projection of value. So anytime as a real estate agent you are not putting out value, then you are not branding yourself. Nobody will know you. Nobody will trust you because it is from the value that you get trust. And I've told you that you get value from knowledge, and knowledge is gotten from research, and research is gotten from systematic study of materials to come out with a new conclusion. And how can you get systematic study of materials? By reading, by studying, by carrying out research for you to come out with solid or strong value that stands out amongst your realtors. So if you are not reading every day or learning about real estate, if you are not going online reading blogs, watching videos on how real estate works, on how to invest properly in real estate, so that when you want to shoot a video, you will not lack what to say, so that anytime you see to create content, you will have enough ideas, then you are not a realtor, you are not a real estate agent. You are not. How can you put out value? Remember, I've said that value is what your clients or your target audience find important or what they need. So if you want to teach somebody on how to buy land, 7 ways to buy land in Cameroon without being scammed, how will you teach that person if you don't know the 7 ways? How can you get the 7 ways, which is value? You get it from knowledge. How do you have knowledge? From research. How do you research? You do it online by reading, by studying, by watching videos, by asking questions to people who are superior than you, by paying for classes, by paying for coaching. That is what branding is. The projection of value. I told you guys that I prayed and fasted for you already. So come ready to pray. I told you it was an anointing. It was an anointing service of branding. This will change your perspective that completely. Because a lot of us think that branding is a logo. No, it's not a logo. This is soft care. You see this? You only see this and you want to buy it. Not because it is written soft care wipes on it. It is because of the value that the wipes give to you. If you had used this soft care one day, maybe you applied it on your face, you removed one. If one day you remove this and you apply on your face, right, like this, and 5 minutes later, rashes start coming out of your face. 2 minutes later, your face starts itching, and you're like, okay, maybe there was pepper in my hand. You take another one, you wash your hands, you take another one, you apply again, right? That's how I'm explaining to you how some of us are doing this real estate business. You take it as if it's you're selling peanuts. You take it and you apply, and you will never, no matter how beautiful the logo is, you will never buy this product again. Never. That's to tell you that branding is not their logo. It is the value that the product is giving you, or the value that they are giving to you through the product. So anytime they create a wipe, right? Anytime they create a wipe, they attach this logo to it. So that anytime you wipe your face, or anytime you use this product and you feel nice, you feel cold, you feel fine, and then you look at this logo, you attach the value or the nice feeling you had to this logo. The reason now why you put the logo is for identification, so that they can identify you and remember you when they see you. If somebody is now walking on the road, right? A lot of my followers or Cameroonians abroad who are following me, a lot of them, if they are, let's just say they are passing in the road in the US and they see a billboard with just my logo in it, when they see that logo, they will not be thinking about me. They'll be thinking about the value I bring to the table. They'll be thinking about education concerning real estate. In fact, some of my prospects, anytime I post something on my status, they go and repost. They even go to Facebook, they download my video, they post in their meeting groups, they post on their status. I'm like, what is this? And when there's one I asked him, he said he has not seen anybody in the whole of Cameroon that's doing real estate like me. No. I was like, why? He said, I'm educating. And I was like, that is it. That is my unique value proposition. You got it. He said you are educating that he's been since he has been in the US, he has been piling up money to buy properties. But he had not yet seen anybody who is trustworthy enough. The moment he saw me, he bought a property from me. The property we are currently promoting now, the estate we are currently promoting now at my 16, he told me that he's going to send his mom to come and give me money next week. Why? Because of value. That is what branding is. The projection of value. The second definition of branding. Branding first, right, is the projection of value. And I've told you that value, you get value from knowledge, and you get knowledge from research. And what is research? Research is the systematic study of materials in order to come out with a new conclusion, or with new value, or with new information. Like this class I'm teaching to you now, that there is nobody you will see that's teaching real estate branding the way I'm teaching you now. That's because I did research, right, and I've come out with a unique value, right, concerning real estate branding. Nobody. Branding is the projection of value. That's the first definition of branding. The second definition of branding is that branding is the feeling that your prospects have or your clients have when they interact with you. What is that feeling? Now, have you ever walked into a bank before? Have you ever walked into a bank before? If you walked into a bank before, you see how nice and how cozy the place is. If you walk into a bank and maybe say you were eating, automatically you just feel guilty and you want to stop chewing. If you walk into a bank and you are holding maybe a plastic or a paper you want to trash, unlike if you are walking on the road, on a dirty road, where you can just dump it there, or maybe you're walking somewhere you can just throw it. In the bank you cannot. Why? Because of the feeling that the people have created, the feeling that you will get, right? They've created a feeling of cleanliness, and there's like a spirit of hygiene that is in that place. You cannot just drop waste around. You have to hold it, look for a bin and drop it, which is normally supposed to be the culture. But since a lot of people are uncultured in our country, they just dump waste everywhere. But we're talking about branding here, right? So please stay with me. So when you walk into the bank, you cannot just do anyhow. Everywhere is organized. When you walk into the bank, unlike going to a normal place where you can just go and take money or go and talk anyhow, the moment you walk into the bank, your voice calms down. You cannot shout. you cannot shout. You cannot, right? You cannot shout. So branding is the feeling that your customers interact when your customers have, when they interact with you. What feeling do they have? Do they feel safe? Do they feel that their money is secure? Right? That's the second definition of branding. Welcome, Hatku. Welcome. So that's the second definition of branding. Now, what is personal branding? Now, personal branding now is the value that you project. Secondly, personal branding is how somebody feels or a client feels when they interact with you, right? Is how a client feels when they interact with you. Now, what is personal branding for realtors or personal branding for real estate? Personal branding for real estate is the value that you as a real estate put out. And secondly, personal branding for real estate is how investors feel when they interact with you as a real estate agent. How do investors feel? How do they feel when they interact with you? That is what personal branding for realtors is. Now, there are three things that every investor should live with when they interact with you. There are three memories or three things that they should feel, that they should be in, right? That the transaction or the process or the transaction should be like. Please just, I don't know why this guy is spamming. Let me just okay. So there's this guy that's spamming. I just want to see how I can remove that stuff. Okay. So there are three feelings, right? Like I was saying, there are three feelings that a client or an investor should, should get when they interact with you as a real estate agent. Number one, that transaction must be smooth, very smooth. Number two, it must be transparent. And number three, it must be memorable. Please type in the comment section: smooth, transparent, and memorable. Smooth, transparent, and memorable. Yes, Katie, you can leave if you wish, right? Thank you for coming. You can leave if you wish. Smooth, transparent, and memorable. Smooth, transparent, and memorable. That is how the journey or the process of buying a property from you, between an investor and you, should be like. The process should be transparent, it should be smooth, and it should be memorable. So the client should not come and ask you, does this property has a document? You're like, no, it has. And later on, when the client comes to check, the client sees that the property doesn't have the document. Be transparent. Tell the client this property has a deed of assignment and has a survey, full stop. Does it have a land title or land certificate? No, ma'am, it doesn't. It doesn't. And please, when talking to your clients, be professional. Be very, very professional. Be professional. Not that a client calls you from abroad or somebody you've never seen calls you and like, hello, yeah, who are you? Yeah, who are you? And you're lying on your bed, on your couch. Who are you? Please, I don't know. I've never stored this number. Who are you? Why are you talking to me? Why are you calling me? Be professional. My phone rings, I pick it up. Hello. Hello, thanks for calling or thanks for reaching out. You are talking to Atega Daniel. How may we help you? Simple, professional. And when I'm talking to my clients, even when I'm lying or when I'm sitting in a kind of, in a kind of position that makes my voice deep, I will sit up or I stand. Because when you stand, see, sales calls, right, are more than just what you say. It's the energy you transmit. Sales calls are more than what you say. It's the energy that you transmit. When you're talking, the person feels. That's why if somebody comes and says, and you ask the person, are you happy? And the person says, yes. And you ask again, are you happy? And the person says, yes, I'm happy. You see? So it's more than what you're saying. It's the energy that you're transmitting. There's a follower of mine that said that anytime she's scrolling on social media, the moment she just scrolls my video and she gets to where my video is, she cannot scroll past because she said that the energy that I give is too much. I'm like, have you ever wanted to buy land? Have you ever wanted to buy land in Cameroon without being scammed? Listen to this video to the end. So it's energy. It's energy. You don't sit and you're like, if you want to buy land, the first thing that you should do is get a lawyer, get a surveyor, and get a real estate consultant. But if I come, 3 people to consult before buying land in Cameroon. Number 1, property lawyer. Number 2, surveyor. Number 3, real estate consultant. You can feel the energy, right? So be transparent. Like I was saying, be transparent. Let the process be smooth and let it be memorable. And now, for a process to be smooth, transparent, and memorable, you need to prioritize relationship over transactions. Please write in the comment section. Prioritize relationship over transaction. That is the way, or one of the fastest, or in fact the only way in which you can make a transaction smooth, transparent, and memorable. You need to prioritize relationship over transactions, because the people who are buying from you you are getting into almost a lifetime relationship with them, right? So you are trying to build a relationship with, in fact, if you build a relationship with somebody, the person is going to buy from you than the person who is trying to sell to the person. So if people don't like being sold to, right? If you're a business person and you have to sell to somebody, people don't like being sold to, but people like shopping with friends, right? So if an investor gets to me, right, the first thing I will try to do is to build a relationship with that person. And how can you build a relationship with somebody you've never met before? Why in the conversation find something in common. Why conversing or talking with that person, find something in common. This I'm showing you how you can prioritize or build a relationship with a client, right? And keep away the transaction on the money mindset. The money will come, definitely. You are not running a charity organization. Of course, the person will buy from you and you get your commission. But first, more than just selling or trying to sell to the person that will make the work or the process harder, thank you, Nikes, prioritize relationship over transaction. Why not just try to build a relationship with that person? Because if you build a relationship with the person will keep buying for you over and over. In fact, there are clients that will be buying from you everything you put out in the market. They will buy anything, no matter the estate, they will just be buying from you. They will just be buying from you. Like I was saying, how do you shift the relationship from business? How do you shift the conversation from a business to a relation, or to trying to build a relationship? You find something in common, right? Find something in common, or you complement. So you use the 2 C's. The 2 C's of building a relationship with an investor or with a potential client or with a client is complement and find something in common. For example, I got a client from the US who wanted to purchase a property. He sent his brother-in-law from Yaoundé. His brother-in-law came here to Buea. And while we were in the office, we were just, talking and talking. And I don't know, he just asked that, where is my boss from? I told him the place. And he asked, where am I from? When I told him where I'm coming from, he was like, that's my village, oh, that's my village. And we were supposed to go and inspect the property. And, he was trying to show some doubts. And the moment I told him, right, and he was like, that's my village. And I was like, oh, really? Really? Now, where do you come from in this village? And I said, I greeted him in the dialect because I've already seen something in common, so I have to use it to my advantage fast. I greeted him in the dialect. He responded, and that was the close of the deal. He was like, oh, no. We're not checking any other thing. If I'm buying from you, you are genuine. You are genuine. You are coming from the same place with me. He called his brother-in-law. I've already seen the property is genuine. Even the time he came to see the property was the time for allocation. When I told him let's go for inspection, he said no, forget, Daniel, forget. What you are saying is genuine. Everything, you are from my place, so anytime he goes, he'll call me. He'll be like, you have forgotten me? No, I said no, sir, I've not forgotten. I'm a little bit busy. I cannot even forget you. Guess what? Up till now, the documents of the property are with me. He told me to keep it. Like for him to leave Yaoundé and come that I'm here. Why will he come here? I just scanned the soft copies and I sent to my client in the US. And that's one of the best things to do. So because like I was saying, you cannot take real estate as a side hustle, right? If you are doing real estate, like we said in our last episode, if it is real estate, do real estate. So one thing I advise you to do is that if you have a client from abroad, anytime they come and they collect their somebody who is coming to represent them comes and they do the document, scan the documents and put it or in one PDF, or you can scan separately, you name it, send it to the client and tell the client to upload in either their iCloud or upload in their Google Drive, so that anytime they lose it, right, they can always download, right? So that's one of the ways in which you can add value to your transactions. So like I was saying, for you to prioritize relationship over transaction, right, you need to learn how to build a relationship, and you can build a relationship by finding something in common or by complimenting the person, right? And the second way you can prioritize relationship over transaction is that you need to sacrifice. Sometimes you need to sacrifice money. I'm not saying that you should carry all of your money and give to the client. No, I'm saying that sometimes you need to sacrifice. You need to use your senses of judgment to know when to come in and how to, help. For example, I have clients who come, and when I sense that this person is going to buy, and the person is like, no, this side inspection fee, people are asking, I don't have 10,000 francs to pay. I'll be like, okay, I'll pay for you. I don't mind. I pay the 10,000 francs. Sometimes the client buys and comes back. When he's coming for allocation, it's like, I don't have money. I pay the 10,000. Recently, there's one mama that bought land from me from Bamenda. The mama came to see the property and prepare on how to fence it. When she came to the office, she was like, Dan, I'm looking for a way to fence that property. Please, can you look for a group of people who can help me fence? I told her, okay, mama, do you want to go to the property? Yeah, she said, but she was having just 5,000 francs. So I said, no, mama, the company car will take you there. Just give me the 5,000 francs. She gave. I told her that I will complete the remaining. I completed and I paid. She was so grateful. It is those little things, right? Those little sacrifices that makes clients trust you forever. Makes them trust you forever. So prioritize relationship over transactions. Now, what are the elements of a strong personal brand? Right, we are already 46 minutes. Let's roll so that we'll be done in no time. But we still have a little to do. But let me just rush, right? Now, what are the elements of a strong personal brand? The first element, there are three major elements of a strong personal brand. The first is authenticity. Be your true self. Don't try to imitate anybody for any reason. Don't try to talk like any. They will buy from you because it's you. There's nobody that can be like you, Nikes. Nobody can be like Nikes. Nobody can be like Faith. It is you and only you alone. Nobody can teach the way you do. Nobody can shoot your videos the way you do. Nobody can talk or transmit the energy you transmit. It is only you who can do what you are doing. So be authentic. Being authentic is being your true self, right? Just give me a minute. Let me shift this. So be your true self. And how can you be your true self? By not imitating anybody, right? Don't try to imitate anybody. Be yourself. And the second element of an authentic brand is consistency. Nice. And the second element of a personal or strong personal brand is consistency. Now, consistency here is in two ways, right? First, consistency in your tone. What you're saying. Have you ever heard somebody say, this thing you are saying is not you. This doesn't sound like you. It's not you. This is not how you are. You say something else, they're like, no, it's not this person. This person cannot say this thing. He can't. That's because you have portrayed or you have, shown a consistency in your tone and the way you talk, how you talk, what you say, the kind of things that, because your thoughts are your words are your thoughts. So you've let people know that this is how I think because of the words you say. So when you say something that doesn't rhyme with, the authenticity of your thoughts, people are like, no. This person is not like this. So elements of a strong personal brand. Number one, authenticity. Number two, consistency. Please write in the comment section. Authenticity. Number two, consistency. And I've said that consistency is in two ways. Consistency in your tone and consistency in your visuals. Visuals, right? This is where brand color, logo now comes in. Because first, you already know that branding is a projection of value. It is not logos and it's not colors. So now, for you to be consistent, you attach a particular or certain number of logos, or a certain kind of logo, one particular kind of logo, or a particular color to that your value, that consistently, for people to now associate that value to your logo, so that anytime they see that logo, they're thinking about the value you bring to the table, right? Yeah. So the third element of a strong personal brand is expertise. Now, how can you build a strong personal brand with expertise? By being an expert, by sharing value, right? Share value, share knowledge. And there's always a downside to this. A lot of realtors think that you need to know a lot before you can share. No, you don't need to know a lot. In fact, you can even decide and say anything you learn about real estate, you make a video about that thing that same day. Because when you teach, you learn more, or you learn better. When you teach something, you know that thing better and you learn better, right? So when you teach, you learn better, right? And you know that thing better. So how do you share expertise, or how do you become an expert? By sharing knowledge through content, video content. Thank you, Nikes. Authenticity, consistency, and expertise. That is those are the three pillars or elements of a strong personal brand: authenticity, consistency, and expertise. And please, whenever I'm teaching you like this, try to be shifting your mindset. So anytime you hear the word branding, it should not be logos and colors coming to your mind. When you hear the word branding, you should first of all ask, what is the value that is coming along with this thing or with this person, right? When you say that this man has a strong brand, it means that the person has value, is putting out enough value, enough. So those are the three main elements of a personal brand. Now let's look at how to craft a memorable brand statement or an elevator pitch, right? A memorable brand statement or an elevator pitch. Now, what is a brand statement or what is an elevator pitch? A memorable or a strong brand statement, right? Or a brand statement, simply, a brand statement is a concise and compelling statement that highlights who you are, what you do, and the value that you bring to the table. Please put in the comment section. A brand statement or an elevator pitch is a concise and compelling introduction that highlights who you are, what you do, and the value that you bring to the table. A brand statement or an elevator pitch is a concise and compelling introduction that highlights who you are, must be there, what you do, and the value that you bring to the table, right? And what is the structure of a great elevator pitch of a brand statement? It has three structures. Number one, the introduction. Your introduction that carries your name and your role. Number two, it has your value, that is the unique value that you provide. And number three, a call to action. That's a CTA, call to action, CTA. So CTA stands for call to action. I've said that a brand statement is a concise and compelling introduction that highlights who you are, what you do, and the value you bring to the table. And I'm saying that a brand statement must have three structures or three elements or three things that must be in it. Number one is the introduction, right? The introduction talks of who you are and your role. And number two, it must have the value that you bring to the table. And number three, it must have a CTA, a call to action, telling your investors or anybody that's reading it what to do. Now, I wrote down some examples of brand statements here. For example, now this brand statement can also be what you put on your bio, right? On your Facebook bio, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, or wherever. Or even on your WhatsApp bio, right? Now, the first brand example of a elevator pitch I wrote down here is I am Atega Daniel, a real estate consultant. I specialize in helping smart individuals buy safe and profitable real estate in Boya, and I would love to help you too. Let's discuss. Concise, compelling, highlights unique value, and has a strong call to action. Simple. I am Atega Daniel, a real estate consultant. I specialize in helping smart individuals buy safe and profitable real estate in Boya. You can put your town in Yaoundé, in Bamenda, in Kumba, wherever you are. Real estate in Boya, and I would love to help you too. Let's discuss. Number 2 example I wrote down. I am Atega Daniel, a real estate expert specialized in connecting families with their dream homes in Boya, in Yaoundé, in Douala, in Bamenda, in Kumba, in Limbe. I would love to help you find the perfect home. Let's discuss. So you can just, maybe write it down, tweak it, put it in your own way, and then you can use it. Number 3 example. I am Atega Daniel, a real estate expert, and I'm specialized in connecting working individuals with cash flow properties in Boya or wherever you are, and I would like to help you find the perfect investment. Let's discuss. Right? So, an assignment. Let me give you, I even forgot the first assignment. So, remember I first of all talk on what do you want to be known for, right? Why should you? How do you want to stand out? So what do you want to be known for? Do you want to be known for being honest, being truthful, right? So write down 3 things you want to be known for. Write down 3 things you want to be known for. Number 2 assignment, design your strong brand statement, or design your brand statement. And please, for this brand statement, you drop it in the group, in the Sell Real Network group, so that I will be able to see, I can correct and give you some encouragement on what to do. So the first assignment, what or who do you want to be known for? Write down 3 things you want to be known for as a real estate agent or in the real estate industry. Number 2, design your brand statement and drop in the group. Design your brand statement, right? So we've spoken about building a strong personal brand. We've defined branding. We've defined what personal branding is and what personal branding is for you as a realtor. And we've spoken about elements of a strong personal brand, right? We've spoken of how you can craft a memorable elevator pitch or brand statement. We've spoken of the structure. I've given you 3 examples and I've given you 2 assignments so far. Now let's talk on what platforms you can use to project this your value. So after you've had this your value, remember we said branding is the projection of value. Which platforms can you use to project? Of course, the first is social media. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. Now when we get to how to sell properties on social media, I'm going to show you the best platforms you can use, right? We're going to go into details into that. So the first platform you can project your value on is social media. The second is you can either get a professional website or a portfolio page, right? I had a website, it went down because the hosting had a little bit of an issue, but I got it back and I paid. Yeah, I paid for 2 years. I think that's the best way, because, and I use by the way, I use Hostinger. Hostinger has unlimited bandwidth, right? They give me a lot of features which I really like, so I use them. And when you pay for 2 years or 48 months and above, it's much more cheaper than you paying for a year. So I got my hosting back. So very soon the website is going to be back up. You can either have a website, professional website, portfolio page, or a blog. Yeah, so currently I'm also building my blog and the website back. The third platform you can project your value in is property listing platforms. In Cameroon, I think we have Erandia. There's another one, it just skipped my mind. I don't know. There's another one. If they are for international platforms, you can look at platforms like I think My Home. If you just go on Google and you type property listing platforms or real estate listing platforms, you're going to see some there. But currently here in Boya, we have Erantia, right? And in the country, nationwide, I've not seen one. Okay. And then the fourth platform is Google Tools. You can use Google My Business, right? go on business, even though it's a little bit complicated. So I advise that you get somebody who can really do it for you. And I think this is already an hour and we've done a lot, right? So let me just round up and then we go and then we prepare for the next class. So I want you to note something. Write this down. Be consistent. Be consistent. Now, remember I've already explained that you should be consistent in your tone and in your visuals, right? I want to emphasize on that again because that's very, very, very important. Be consistent. And I want to add some other things to it. Now, in which areas should you be consistent as a realtor? Areas that are very important. Number one, be consistent in your tone. I've already explained that. Number two, be consistent in your visuals. How can you be consistent in your visuals? Number one, use the same profile picture across all your social media pages. Please use the same profile picture. I shouldn't go and see you with white on Facebook. I come and see you with black on LinkedIn. I go and see you with yellow on TikTok. I come to your WhatsApp business profile and I see a flyer there. Be consistent. Please. Please be consistent in your visuals. Let your profile picture be one. And please, when you want to take a profile picture, do a good one. Go to a good studio and take a good profile professional picture, a short profile professional picture. If you want to look at how I take ideas from where you can get one, go to Pinterest. Just go and type professional pictures for ladies or professional pictures for men, and you see it there, and then you can model one. I mean, have one. I don't mean your full complete. Nobody wants to see your body. There's no problem. They will see it in the video, on your videos when you are doing your behind the scenes and stuff like that. But on your profile pages, your profile picture should be you. Please don't put a flyer. Don't put you and anybody. It shouldn't be you and the president. No, your face. That is well, and you've worn, either you wear a native or you wear a suit. If you're a lady, dress professionally and take a half card. You can either take like this, just like the way mine is. You can take like this. You can, but it should be half and it should be professional. Please go to a studio. I beg you, go to a sacrifice. It's just once, and that will be it. There are studios that can take 3,000 francs, 5,000 francs, and take you a good professional picture. Why not just get 10,000 francs and take about 3 or 4, and then you select the best one from there, and then you can use, right? So use same profile picture and be consistent with your colors, right? You can either, and please don't have more than 2 brown colors plus white and black, please, or 3. So if you are using, for me, my brand colors are, I have Russian blue and chartreuse yellow. Chartreuse yellow is not it's not yellow, it's not gold, it's in the middle. I have chartreuse yellow and I have Russian blue, and then I have white and black, right? White, chartreuse yellow, Russian blue. Those are my brand colors. Anyway, if you check even on the flyers or the thumbnails we use, that's, you always see there. So that yellow you see there is not really yellow. It's called chartreuse yellow, right? Yeah. It's called chartreuse yellow. So be consistent in your colors. Now be consistent also in your tone. For example, you can decide to be always educational. You can always decide to be funny, both educational or informative and funny. For example, who knows Aproko Doctor, right? Or let's use a Cameroonian example, CJ, the comedian guy who tries to emulate our mothers. She's her tone is funny, right? It's a funny tone. So she's into he is into comedy. Aproko Doctor is both, there's comedy and there's information. Atega Daniel. Now, what's my tone? If you know my tone, please write it in the comment section. What is my tone? When you watch my videos, what is my tone? My tone is mainly informational, educative, right? That's who I am. Informative. Right? And finally, your greatest advantage in real estate is your personality. Use it to your advantage. Your greatest advantage is your personality. Don't try to be like anyone. Be yourself. People will buy from you because of who you are. Be yourself, okay? So be yourself. And I think that will be the end of the class. I have good news. This month I was the top selling realtor in my company. Top selling realtor. Should I tell you how much I made? No, I won't tell you. But just know that I was the top selling realtor. And when they say someone is a top selling realtor, it simply means that the person sold more than every other realtor, right? So you're learning from somebody who has a result and somebody who knows what he is doing. So yeah, I made good number of sales this month of January, and February has started, and it's a month of love. So we go in with our full energy, right, to make more money and make more sales this month. Please, like I've told you, take these classes very, very seriously. Make sure you write. I told you, look for a book, a new book. Don't add your notes. Look for a new book and title it Real Estate Sales and Marketing with Atega Daniel. If you wish to add my name to it, add it so that you see the results. Yeah, thank you, Nikes. I was the top selling realtor last month. That's the month of January. We're already in February. Thank you so much for reminding me. That was last month. So this is February, and we are getting it's a new month and another month. We're getting into it with full energy to sell much more properties. And please don't scatter your energy as a realtor, right? Focus your energy. If you say your target is to make 1 million francs CFA, how many properties will you need to sell in order to hit your 1 million francs CFA goal? Right? For example, if you have properties that are, let's say, 1 million and your commission is 10%, that's 100,000 million. It's 10 properties you need to sell to make your 1 million francs CFA. So focus your energy in selling 10 properties. When you now set your mind that you want to make sales, you might start, you'll be confused. Your energy will even drop because you don't know what to do. It's like, oh, I'm selling 10 properties, right? 10 divided by 4, 2.5. Let's just say 3. It means that every week you have to sell 3. So you start pushing, right? That's how you set goals and you hit them. I think one day we'll talk on goal setting for realtors, and then I'll show to you how I set my goals and how I hit them, right? So in our next class, we're going to be going into the work proper. We're going to be treating how to sell properties on social media part 1, because that's the crux of the matter. So we don't need to hurry, we don't need to rush. So we're going to take it part 1 and 2. So how to sell properties on social media part 1. And we have come to the end of the class for today on the unusual perspective of business or of branding in real estate, how to build a solid brand as a real estate agent or as a real estate consultant in Cameroon. I hope I was not able to confuse you, but to convince you that building a brand is not all about the logo and colors. It is all about value, projecting value, putting out value, and then attaching the logos and the colors to it. I have been Atega Daniel, and I will see you in the next one. Peace and love. See you in the next class. Bye bye, Nikes. Bye bye.